Hi, I'm JT Welty with Engineering, and today we're going to walk through the setup of your 360 Guide app and connecting it to the gateway. Our first step will be to download the 360 Guide app from the iOS App Store. So on your iPad, select App Store and search 360 Guide. And select 360 Guide from the search. Once you find the 360 Guide app in the iOS App Store, select Download. I have already completed this step, so let's move on to the next step. The 360 Guide app connects to the gateway over Wi-Fi, so our next step will be to configure the Wi-Fi network. For this step, you'll want to be in the sprayer with the gateway powered on. Press Settings on your iPad, and under Wi-Fi, you should see an option starting with Gateway and tap on that. Once the iPad is connected to the gateway, we'll tap the little eye off to the side and configure the network. By default, it will be configured automatically. So let's tap here and change it to manual. Next, we'll need to configure the IP address. This will allow your iPad, which may be cellular enabled, to use the cellular network for internet, but also connect to the gateway for Wi-Fi. Tap on the row IP address, and we're going to type in the number 192.168.50.90, and then tap on the next line, subnet mask, and we're going to type in the number 255.255.255.0, and then leave the router line blank. Next, hit save. Now your iPad is connected to the gateway over Wi-Fi, but is still capable of using the cellular network for internet. You may see a warning on your iPad that says no internet connection. That completes the configuration of the Wi-Fi network when connecting to the gateway. With the app downloaded and the Wi-Fi network configured on the iPad, let's open the 360 Guide app. When the 360 Guide app opens for the first time, you'll be presented with the welcome screen. Let's click Get Started. After you select Get Started, it'll come to a screen we call the Operations screen. On this screen, you'll see all the cross-track information, the measured cross-track, which is the cross-track that the sensors are currently measuring, and the target cross-track. To adjust the cross-track target, tap the arrows. To return the target to 0, click the Reset button. Towards the middle of the screen, we have another box called Machine Info. In this box, we have a toggle that will turn the system on and off, a slider for sensitivity, and a display for machine speed. Under the sensitivity, there's a display for the end row management and the row width. Below that, there's another box titled Messages. This will show you the breakaway status, letting you know if it is in position or broken away. And to the right of that, you'll find a box titled Last Messages. It will show you if there are any errors in the system. In the top left corner, you can find the menu button. This will help you navigate to the other pages in the app. In the top right of the screen, there's a label, Connected. This could also be Not Connected. This tells you the status of the connection with the gateway. Immediately adjacent to that, you'll see a status, Inactive. This could also be Active. This lets the operator know the status of the 360 Guide system, whether it is actively correcting for the 360 Guide sensor. Let's check out the settings page. We'll click on Menu and then tap Settings. At the top of the settings, You can fill in the information for the machine type, what type of sprayer you have, and what type of auto guidance system you are running. I have this one configured for a John Deere R4030 sprayer with a John Deere AutoTrack controller. Under that, you'll find a box titled Machine Info. Again, you'll find the system toggle, and next to that, the row width. 360 Guide is compatible for row widths between 20 and 30 inches. Next to that, you'll find a toggle for end row management. End row management is a set of features that allows the 360 Guide system to automatically detect when the operator presses the auto steer button at the beginning of the row to engage the system and turns the steering wheel at the end of the row to disengage the system. This will allow the 360 Guide system to automatically engage and disengage with the OEM auto steer. If you leave this toggle off, you will have to manually engage and disengage the 360 Guide system by interacting with the iPad at the beginning and end of each row. For a review of these features, tap the I next to End Row Management. Under that, you'll find the sensitivity slider and historical cross-track. For information on historical cross-track, press the I. Okay. The historical cross-track graph should help the operator decide whether the sensitivity is at the correct setting. If the operator notices that the sprayer tends to hang out too close to one side or the other, consider increasing the sensitivity. If the operator notices that the sprayer swings back and forth wildly, consider decreasing the sensitivity. At the very bottom of the settings page, you will find configuration for the units of measure. Depending on your preference, you can select either metric or standard. Make your selection by tapping on the toggle. Next, let's check out the diagnostic page. Tap on Menu and select Diagnostics. Should the system need troubleshooting, you can refer to this page to see all the inputs and outputs of the system. In addition, you can scroll to the top and select Transfer Log. After typing in your name, this will allow you to upload the diagnostic file to 360 Support. From time to time, 360 may issue software updates for the controller and gateway software. These are separate from the iOS app. To update the software on the controller and gateway, we will need to use the app. Tap on the menu and then select Updates. Okay. If you don't have a connection to the internet or a connection to the gateway, the app should alert you. This will give you an indication that you need to go back and connect to a different Wi-Fi network. It is recommended that you do not remove power from the system while performing the update process. Step 1, Download Update, may be completed in the office or shop, connected to your home Wi-Fi. In order to do this, you'll first need to go back to your settings in the iPad and connect to your home Wi-Fi network. Then come back to the 360 Guide app, select Step 1, Download Update. Once the update has downloaded, you will then need to go back to the settings, connect to the gateway Wi-Fi before proceeding to Step 2. For Step 2, we will transfer the download files to the gateway. Select the box Step 2, and you can watch the status again on the right. After the transfer is completed, we can move on to Step 3, flash the controller. Tap the box for Step 3 to initiate the process, and again, you can watch the status on the right. After Step 3 is completed, we can move on to Step 4, flashing the gateway. Tap the box for Step 4, and this will flash the gateway. You will notice the status LED on the gateway will remain green for approximately 20 seconds, and then will begin to flash blue and purple. This confirms that the update has started, and you may notice that the iPad loses connection to the gateway. This is expected. The gateway must reboot to complete the update process. This process may take up to 5 minutes. Once it is complete, the status LED on the gateway will turn solid green. You may need to reconnect your iPad to the gateway Wi-Fi. This completes the update process. The app also stores all the 360 Guide manuals. For reference in the field, you can find those under the menu and then tap Manuals. This completes the tour of the 360 Guide app. For more resources, visit the support page at 360yieldcenter.com.